All right, so hopefully this helps somebody. Just recently put new brake pads on my M550i, and I initially received this message here: service rear brake pads, and it's counting down miles. So what happens is, in order to start counting down miles, it's just an estimate until the brake pad wear sensor has two wires on it that both eventually make contact with the rotor and trigger different points of wear on your on pads, basically. Until then, the car's just estimating. So once the pad wear sensor is tripped, the first wire is broken, iDrive will then be able to give you a more accurate estimate of how much life you have left in your pads. So that's when that first service rear brake pads light came on. But it's deceiving because it didn't look like, when I changed the pads, it didn't look like the pad wear sensor had been touched at all. Didn't look like it had even made contact with the rotor. It wasn't worn. It had, like, you know, dirt all on it. It didn't look like it had been rubbing on the rotor at all. So, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So the reason I'm thinking that is because I'm unable to reset my brake pad service light. You're supposed to be able to do it in the dash. You hit this button 3 times, the start button, puts you in diagnostic mode. Shut off the AC in here right now. The car's not even on. Then you hold this down, okay? Then you get this right here. Hold it down again, reset, hold it down again for a 3rd time, and it's resetting. You hold it down the whole time. Reset unsuccessful. Okay, so I think that's because the pad wear sensor has been tripped and I just can't tell. So what I'm gonna do is, I believe the way the system works is the car just looks for a certain level of resistance coming from that circuit, and as each one of those little wires are tripped, it changes the resistance flowing through that circuit. So what I'm going to do is I ordered a new brake pad wear sensor. It's just, they're like on back order everywhere. So I replaced the pads and I didn't have the sensor yet. I'm not going to have the sensor for another week, and I don't feel like driving around with this stupid light on counting down to 0. So I'm going to pull the pad wear sensor off the pad. I'm going to cut the wires off the sensor, splice them together, and just tie it up in the wheel well. And then I'm going to see if I can reset the service light. Here's the back brake. On the passenger side, got the new Brembo pads on there. And here is the brake pad wear sensor right here. So I'm going to yank that out, cut off the wire. There's only 2 wires in there. And then I'm going to splice the 2 wires together so it makes a complete connection again, as if the sensor never touched the rotor. Alright, so here's the end of the sensor. Cut it off, stripped it down a little bit, and you got your 2 wires. So I'm going to strip the cover off these wires here, the insulator, and then I'm going to just splice them together, tape it up, and we'll try and reset the brake pads again. So we're back in it. Let's hit this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Let's hold it down. Holding it down again. Didn't hold it long enough. Reset possible. Holding it. Yep, reset. We're holding it again for a 3rd time. And reset in progress. Reset successful. There you go, boys and girls. Hope that helps. If you can't get a hold of one of those sensors, just do that.